get them a clean file. That's just how things work here on our big program. We are going to bring them in, of course, because we have the two computers. We have to bring them in on the old Team Viewer. And while we bring them over on Team Viewer, now I have to do this. Here's the little behind the scenes of all the nonsense that I have to do. What I do here is I have to bring this up here. As you can see on screen, I have to then shrink the deal. And then I have to do this. And if everything goes well, you will be able to see, there you are. Okay. It's a constant process here, and it's shenanigans beyond belief. We've got some great guests with us today here on the broadcast. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. Then we'll talk a little bit about why they're here. They know how to Skype. They've got proper lighting. They look nice. This is fantastic. I remember back in 2007 when we started doing Skype calls, and all we could get was porn stars because they were the only people that knew how to use Skype. So now people of other professions, musicians and authors, are starting to understand how the hell to use this. And sometimes, much like I've done earlier today, I cuss Skype up one side and down the other because it is frustrating as hell. But go ahead and introduce yourselves, my friends, and we'll get this thing going.
We are Hakeem, the alternative rock band from Dallas, Texas.
What up?
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about the Texas music scene.
Well, it's booming. We just opened the Dallas leg of the Get Money, Stop Hating tour, which is actually a hip-hop tour. We're the only rock band there. We were very warmly welcomed. We're so thrilled and stoked that they had us there, and I want to thank them for that. We're also doing 4 more cities with them, not limited to Nashville and Miami.
Fantastic. Now, how was the reception out there at the Music Fest?
Oh, the reception was great. Everyone was so open-minded. I think that everybody wanted to hear something different for once in a while, since we're having like a hard rock revival, a grunge revival, like that's coming into fruition right now, not just alone in the music scene in Texas, but also in mainstream pop music. So right now, everyone is welcome with open arms, ready to embrace such, as we're currently celebrating our hit "Don't Give a Damn" with reaching number 41 on the adult contemporary charts, national airplay charts.
Now that is fantastic. We've got Hakeem with us today here on our broadcast, coast to coast and border to border on TuneIn, iTunes, the Radio Loyalty, Stitcher, and of course the brand new Jiggy Jaguar app available in the App Store, jiggyjaguar.us. And you guys have, as you were mentioning, you've got a lot of music success on the charts. Give me a little bit of behind the scenes on that.
Behind the scenes. Well, mostly right now, our album Without My Permission is almost finished, 75% finished. Those amazing bassist, Larry here on drums, actually the greatest drummer in Dallas. He doesn't want anybody to tell you that, but that is the greatest drummer. Shelby on guitar. Shelby is very talented and is extremely empathetic as a musician who is able to follow me in a lot of the explorations that I take musically. So, yes, we're totally on point, or like how chicks say, on fleek. So
I still have been trying to figure out what the hell that means, but
It's like your eyebrows are all shiny and stuff, but it's perfect, so it's on fleek. So we're shining and perfect.
On
so.
fleek. Okay. Well,
I've heard it both ways, so.
Who's this guy we just picked him up last night? Wasn't it him?
On bass. Also he's in 2 other bands. He's in 33 Left Child and
Ingenious Machine.
Yeah, they're all making waves. They have a relationship with Warner Brothers, etc. So I'm really stoked to have him on the team, the Hakeem team, and it's been one blessing after another, and we all are super thankful, etc., for bringing us along this journey.
Well, you guys also have been able to put together a lot of coverage on social media. People just are flocking to you guys all over social media. Tell me a little bit about that success.
Yeah, one thing that I've tried to branch out into, because we're about to start interviewing individually to talk about our different aspects of what we do in Hakeem, is focusing a lot of opinionated articles. Not that way it comes from a narcissistic standpoint of what it is that I'm talking about or feel like writing an article about has to be what it is that's right. It's basically my interpretation of such that if there is a viewer that would like to, that can empathize with what it is that I'm trying to comment on in an elongated blog post, etc., then that will lead to part of our songwriting process, etc.
Now, tell me a little bit about where you see the band going over the next 6 months or so.
Well, over the next 6 months, we're looking at right now focusing strongly on the writing process, getting everything nailed down, basically stage presence, choreography, all of that. In other words, we are going to spend this last part of the year doing everything we can to put together a solid, creatively artistic musical product for the fans, so that we can come out there and truly make a statement. We feel as though that the show we just recently did, opening up on that tour, kind of gave us a bit of motivation and kind of lifted us, in a manner that it kind of gave us some excitement, because we were the only rock band, yet they, was really receptive and kind of didn't want us to stop. So
well, that's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. So it just, that right there, it actually made me much more excited, and knowing the core that we have here of artists. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to the fact that when we have something really solid and the album finished, that I guarantee the fans are going to truly be able to see the.
Uh-oh. It's either our connection or it's their connection, but we've been put on hold, but we're back. You were talking about your connection and their connection, and then we lost connection, which is fantastic. Let's see. Isn't that poetic? They were talking about their connection to the crowd. We had a really good Skype connection. And then we had no connection. Let's see. Hakeem, are you still there? There we are. I think we've got him back. I see him. I hope they can... Can you guys hear me? I think we're back. They've got like a guy sitting in the corner. Is he security? I don't know. That was quite entertaining. That they said we had a good connection with the crowd, and then we had a good connection here, and then we had no connection. It's like the jokes write themselves, folks. There they are. I think they can. I can see them. There we are. I want to know who the guy in the corner is. I think he's security. He's got to be security. They've got a bench in there. They've got dumbbells. Got guitars. I think they've got a heavy bag somewhere in there. Who's the guy behind? The guy behind the bench press there. Is that kind of like the Wizard of Oz? The man behind the curtain. Yes, I've got you. I can hear you perfectly. I can hear you perfectly. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, you'll address who the guy behind the curtain is over there.
Can't be seen.
But I see you guys. I can hear you guys, and that's all that matters on my end. And as far as you guys seeing me, it's a debacle because we have 9 computers and 30 things running different things. It's just a mess here. But we've got Hakeem with us today here on Skype, and they know what the heck they're doing with the Skype. I'm glad that they know what they're doing because they need to teach other musicians how to do Skype. We've had other musicians on this show that they call us from dark rooms. I'm like, why are you calling me from a dark room? It's video. Don't you know what you're doing here? This is the strangest thing in the world. That was Mark Torian, by the way, from Soulfly that did that. I'll just out him because he'll never do another interview with us. So we'll just out him here on the here on Radio Xenu. But 49 minutes after the hour, coming up here in a few, we're going to have Royal Empire joining us, and I think we've got him back.
Yes.
There we are.
Hey, I can see you now.
Yes, you've got me. Which in the final edit, this will not be the camera angle you will see. because we've got actually a better camera angle on the broadcast computer. I just had to hook this up so I could actually make the Skype video calls. It wouldn't let me do anything without an actual freaking webcam. But as I was saying, you guys know what the heck you're doing with the Skype. We can see you, we can hear you. It's amazing. My question that I had is who is the guy behind the bench over there? Is that security? Because like he pops up out of nowhere while you guys were adjusting things. All of a sudden, there's this guy, and I'm like, it's the equivalent of the man behind the curtain from Wizard of Oz. Or maybe it's the guy from the window sipping coffee from the old Tom Green show. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Let's take that over, man.
But
he's talking about Christian. No, he's talking about Christian.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Yeah, this Christian, that is Shelby's son.
That's Shelby's son.
Okay.
Our more
Yeah, what's up?
unofficial member of this band.
Yes.
Yeah, so he is touring with us actually. He's just gonna help around a little bit.
He's touring, but he had to sit in the corner today. He's
Forgive us, Christian. Maybe you should come out.
But yeah, man, he's the biggest guy in the band, so he does moonlights for his security.
there you go. See, I was hoping because usually what they're silent but deadly, kind of like Secret Service. Now, one thing that I was saying earlier before we lost connection, you guys were talking about how you had a good connection with the audience, and I said, and we have a good Skype connection. We had no connection, so we're back. And what pick up on what you were saying? You guys were talking about having a good connection with the audience and everything.
Yeah, we had a really good connection with the audience. We didn't know what to expect in regards of being the only rock band, and on top of that, we were the first ones, and the response was amazing. And I think it really kind of got all five of us excited to whereas okay, now we've got something we can build on, and we've been working on material, writing the material, for the finish up the album, and to be honest with you, we've actually got material for subsequent albums behind there afterwards, which is a beautiful thing for an artist, for musicians, because that's one thing we don't have to worry about is writer's block. So we are looking forward to the fact that, hey, we can finish this album here, really gauge it with the fan base and with amongst our peers musicians, and it'll help us to be able to know how to really formulate and shape the second album when we start working on those songs. But for right now, we're working on basically let's go ahead and finish writing, putting together a really solid visual, both as well as sonically, a very truly original as well as innovative, creative, artistic product and package, so that when we step out there, you only have one chance to make a good first impression.
Yes.
And so we're going to make certain that the impression we make is going to be a positive one, but also at the same time a very lasting one. We've
got a great series of guests with us today here in our broadcast Radio Xenu, and also AMFM247.com, as well as our brand new Jiggy Jaguar app available in the App Store, jiggyjaguar.us. And You guys have got a lot of musical influences, I'm sure. Go around the room, give us a little bit of a taste of that.
Start with you.
Influences. Wow. I the best way I guess I could describe myself, Jiggy, first of all, is my saying is funk is my DNA, rock and roll is my heart, metal's my passion. So
Awesome.
yeah, so my influences expand vastly from everyone between like old school funk, like Reggie Hargus and Cedric Martin of Confunction and Brick, and the late Louis Johnson of the Brothers Johnson, all the way up to the late Cliff Burton, Robert Trujillo, Steve Harris. These are great bands, rock Hall of Famers, bands such as Metallica, and of course I believe Iron Maiden's on his way, and so just everywhere in between you can think about just various bass players who have influenced me from the various different genres. That's pretty much I can pretty much say that has been someone or has guided me into helping me become and continue becoming the bass player I am. I just like Justin Chancellor with Tool, I slap with distortion, and I do just a whole bunch of various different things, but it's really to kind of help bring that originality, that creativity to it, and not just stay within the so-called coloring book lines of what a bass player is expected to be in a rock band. No, I like to think outside the box, and I'm really grateful to be in a band with other artists who they play outside the box, and they write outside the box as well.
That's awesome.
Shelby.
I guess in a nutshell, man, I guess around the age of 13 or 14, it had to be the first Halen record that really made my mouth drop open and decide on whatever that was. I just what I wanted to do, and from there on, it just really took off. And throughout my life, man, I've come across so many great musicians and so many different influences. It's hard to say. Like we talked about, there is no best. Everyone has something to offer that makes that up.
Yep.
So, man, there's just too much to mention right now. I love all types of music, and again, I'm thankful and blessed to be a part of this thing with you guys. And so, anyway, peace.
That's fantastic.
Name's Larry. I'm the drummer for the Key. I've been playing drums since I was a kid. In church, started out in church, so I played middle school, high school, college, Prairie View University, the box drum line. So I've been in high school, drum major in high school. So that's kind of where I got my exploitation as far as exploring different styles. Elvin Jones is by far my favorite drummer, jazz artist. Kind of does it his way.
Yeah.
From there, Dennis Chambers, the pocket stuff, just the whole, I never, compact myself in one genre. I kind of want to learn drummer as, all different styles, not to, and the most complicated stuff is kind of what drew me to stuff, but at the same time, I had to go back and learn the basics, learn to read in school, so all that kind of stuff is kind of jumbled together until now. Playing country bands, jazz bands, rock bands, this has just been one opportunity again to display my talents, and I get to play with Bo, which I played with him from different bands. He kind of brought me into the band, so that's kind of been my bridge on from Stevie Wonder to Jimi Hendrix. You name it, I just want to play it. So trying to get better.
That's awesome.
Goes down. Okay. Well, I guess I internalized a lot of pop music from the last 15 to 20 years. Sorry, guys. First album I ever bought was Upside It Again by Britney Spears when I was 9.
Hey, it.
Yeah.
That's an influence, brother, because
yeah, and leading out from there, and then I got all cool. Then I started listening to Dido and Bob Dylan. The original ambition when I was 10 was to be a folk singer, so there's a lot of that in there somewhat. And then I internalized a lot of new metal, like Disturbed, a lot of Korn, a lot of Japanese music, like Utada Hikaru, Anasuchiya, Gak, Miyabi, and all of the top 40 rock from yesteryear, Nirvana, Creed, Soundgarden, a lot of Chris Cornell. I love a lot of Chris Cornell's solo stuff. That's pretty much it. A lot of the top 40 rock, a lot of the some of the bubblegum pop, a lot of the pop nowadays. And like right now, I'm still internalizing some of this top 40 stuff, like Demi Lovato, Jesse J. My mentor had me on that. Michael Morales, 5-time Grammy winner. I internalize some of the stuff that he has produced, such as Def Leppard, Selena, Beyonce, all the top 40 stuff. Not that I'm just still hard into the top 40 stuff though, but I can't say I'm ashamed that it has shaped me as a vocalist from some of the musical choices that I make. And a lot of James Brown and so Patti LaBelle, that crew, like a lot of them. Oh yeah, newest discovery right now, Bone Thugs and Harmony and the correlation between Mariah Carey. You know how they have that rapid fire singing on, it's like that rapping when it's on pitch though. You know, and she like kind of Xerox that from them. So I've been listening to a lot of Bone Thugs and Harmony for the past week or so. Yeah, I don't predict any of that making the
Middle school, high school.
to them. I just like kind of knew a lot, right? But yeah, they're super cool. They played here in Dallas like yesterday or the day before yesterday. I was super crushed that I couldn't see them or meet Drew Barrymore in the Hamptons. That's another story. But yeah.
Well, gentlemen, as we wrap up here, how do we get a hold of you guys online? Pick up the music, everything.
www.hakeem.com. HAIQEEM. To differentiate us from the rest of the Hakeems in the world, it's an insanely popular name, and in part my real name. But our name now, HAIQEEM, or Twitter at the same handle, HAIQEEM, Instagram, HAIQEEM, Snapchat, etc. You're bound to be able to reach and contact each and every one of us. We're soon going to start branching out into individual interviews. That way we can each talk about Hakeem from our perspective and what we're doing.
Awesome.
So like us on Facebook, look for Hakeem, HAIQEEM. You'll see our beautiful four faces on the cover photo, and just go ahead and like us on Facebook.
Wearing the same jacket. For the rest of the tour, wearing the same jacket.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. We're going to play some of your music. I appreciate you being with us today.
Cool.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. Talk soon. Hakeem with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio program, coast to coast and border to border on TuneIn, iTunes, or Radio Loyalty. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got more coming up.